Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and as I look through my very detailed run of open back buildings all around Old Market Square, I realised that at the very end of the line there's a completely undeveloped area with all of these studs showing and just temporary builds like my Santa scene where he's getting arrested by the SSP, my dog collection, and, well, my streetlight trial. And, well, that's just not good enough really, is it? It looks very unfinished, so that is the area that I'm going to be focusing on today. Yeah, well, it started out that I used this area to put my filming equipment on just while I was doing other things, or even just collating bits to pass underneath the bridge, saving me dragging them along the floor when I crawl underneath it each time I come into the standing hole. But then I kind of got used to it, I suppose, just being underdeveloped, and never put into action the plan that I had right from day one. And there was always a couple of clues as to what that was going to be, actually. One was incredibly subtle and is buried right down on here, but it's written on the wall. It says pizza, if you can see that sticker. And the second one was that, well, I included the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in their little lair down here, and these guys are not fools. They need a ready pizza supply to keep themselves full of energy. So I was putting them there because they'd be directly underneath a big pizza restaurant, their favourite. So it's obvious really what I'm going to build here. It's a city pizza. Yes, wonderful. Now I am going to do it open backed, much like I have that entire run of shops that I just showed you. I kind of like it because it means that you can see into them a lot more easily, because otherwise they'd be too dark and you wouldn't be able to see their interiors at all. So I know that will not please quite a few of you who only like the sort of bigger enclosed buildings, but that is how I roll, baby. So that is what we're going to do here. And I'm going to have to evict Santa, the SSP, the dogs, the coffee, and even the ice cream van, I imagine. So yeah, we've got a full base plate to play with. Now, I absolutely love Lego brands in my city. You know, those things that Lego's made up, that appear across multiple sets in multiple years and kind of signify that there's a whole world living in there that we don't know about. Everybody loves Octan, for example, but I also love all the other ones like Fighter Rush, the X Island Extreme, Dr. Inferno's extra cool bathroom wipes, and, of course, City Pizza. Yes, there's been lots of sets that feature the City Pizza logo or advertising, so it's right that it should actually appear in my city. Now, there's a lot of pizza and fast food in general in Lego. I guess that's how real life would be if kids ruled the world. Pizza and ice cream for every meal. But I'm going to go with it. Despite already having a pizzeria attached to the jazz club, set 10312 of course, that one uses, in my city, the Antonio's Pizzarama stickers that I pinched from the 79104 Shoal Razor Street Chase set. So this is technically all new. I've also got the Friends La Locanda, the Heart Lake City restaurant set 41379, just over the railway tracks. But this will still be the original pizza and the best. And given that I'm adding a big ice cream element to this as well, we've actually already got an ice cream establishment as well, not too far away, just off Market Square. But this will be Italian ice cream, which will be a lot better, or as they call it, gelato. Good, good. So the donor set is 60026, the Town Square, which is one of those awesome city builder sets, as I think of it, with loads of buildings to bulk up your city. I've already used the bike shop, the bus, and the statue, and now I'm going to use the City Pizza restaurant, which is here. Very nice indeed. So this is a really nice build, if you ask me. At least a very good foundation anyway, with its lime brickwork, which has got to be a first for, well, definitely for my city, I think. I can't remember using lime in this quantity anywhere. Usually it'd be quite nasty, but I quite like it here. But added to that, we've got these really nice big curved glass pieces, which I love. Also these Skyline City escape stickers for the City Pizza element. Really nice signage, of course. And then in the original set, we had these sort of stripy umbrella on a blue tablecloth over here with a couple of fence pieces as well to make it all look very, very nice place to have a meal. So I absolutely love all that with the menu on the outside. I love that. The flags on the roof, which are temporarily fallen off. Yeah, I like it. So basically, I'm not going to change the fundamentals of this set. However, it wasn't deep enough for a start. It was 6 studs deep, and I've already extended it by a further 3, just putting the other side of the roof on and just 3 more studs that way to give it a bit more depth. But I still don't think it's big enough for a decent interior. I think I'm going to make it a bit longer as well. One thing we definitely need to change on the inside is the pizza oven, which looks more like a sort of, I don't know, one of those things you get flies with that sort of zaps them, because I don't know where the pizza goes in that, if you just sort of stick it vertically to that, or if it's supposed to be sort of Doctor Who TARDIS style and actually go into a cavity that doesn't really exist. So that definitely needs improving with a full-scale pizza oven. But we also need a much better interior, full stop, really. We need to have much more food, more menus, a proper pizza oven. We need to have on the outside more of these fences, many, many more of these tables to fill that entire kind of base plate of outside area. And then the thing that I've always wanted to do is have interaction between that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles scene that's underneath this area that we're building in today and the restaurant above the surface. So basically I'm going to have an open manhole cover with a pizza purchase going on in real time, probably from some very shocked waiters. Table 13, where's that? Over here. So that's my plan. Lots more of everything, really. And indeed, a very big gelato presence. But more important than all of that is, well, 1 or 2 massive, or maybe even 3 massive 3D signs. Because, well, naturally, that has to happen in Brick Nottingham. So I want something massive, over the top, and using some really interesting pieces. So where should we start? Well, I think we should start on the interior, because we are going to be able to see it with it being open back the whole time. So, yeah, I think it's worth the effort. Let's go. Alrighty then, well this is going to be the footprint of our new City Pizza, and essentially it's going to be, yes, 6 studs wider as well as the 3 studs deeper that we already designed, and I'm going to have that side bit being kind of over the walkway along the edge of the quayside. I think that'll be really interesting, trying to sort of really incorporate it with its surroundings. And I went for the black and white squared floor just because, well, it's kind of the stereotype and I think it's the most appropriate for an Italian restaurant, quite frankly. So yeah, pretty simple but very, very traditional. Now I wanted the focus to be right front and centre, or rather back and centre, because that will be the open back and we'll have double doors here, to be a great big pizza oven. And I've been on kind of a pizza oven quest for many a brick haul, trying to find the absolutely perfect piece for the job. And I've got 2 main contenders. Very good and interesting. So the first one is this red mailbox that when open I think looks very much like a curved top sort of modern wood-fired pizza oven, and that came in 3 sets including 4167, Mickey's Mansion from 2000, so I like that a lot. And then much older than that is this Homemaker oven, which came in 4 sets way back in the 70s. Set 263, yes, only 3 digits there, kitchenette being one of them from 1974. And that's a lot bigger, more room in there, but a very pleasing close and a nice glass window as well. So when I'm trying to make an important decision like this, I always value a second opinion. And I took these 2 to Mrs. Hood for her opinion. And she looked at this just once and said, well, that looks like a mailbox. And I said, yeah, it is a mailbox. But it's also a pizza oven. And she just said, no. So I guess that's that one out. We'll have to find another use for that. So really, I'm going to go with this one as our big wood-fired pizza oven that's doing all those lovely pizzas. So the first thing I'm going to do is throw a pizza inside, just so it rattles nicely. Probably never see that again. Then I'm going to add some bricks to the underside, because they always seem to be mounted on bricks to sort of isolate the heat, I suppose, from the flooring. So I'll put that all around, and then we can put that facing sideways into the kitchen side, which I'm going to have on the right as we look at it here, where we're going to have chef and all the food being made. And then on the left, we're going to dominate that to the gelato. Great, well we still aren't dealing with too much space, so I'm trying to make as much economy as I can. So I'm just going to give this a nice pleasant red top using a combination of tiles and plates and so on. And that will give me lots of attachment points for different things. First of all, I'm going to have a pillar supporting the roof, and that in itself is going to support this 2x3 pizza kind of offer, I suppose, that came with the Series 19 pizza costume guy. So that's showing what you can get here, just a bit of the fare. So that's looking nice there. Then on the back, I'm going to have the chimney. That's also going to link up with the ceiling to take away all of those wood-fired fumes. So that looks really nice. And then I need a stack of empty pizza boxes. So I've just got a tile, of course, on the top with the City Pizza logo and loads of jumper 2x2 plates there. So I can basically just put them at a jaunty angle like that. And it looks like a very disorganized mess. So yeah, I like that a great deal already. Then the only other thing we really need for this micro scene is a sweating pizza chef with his kind of paddle. I mean, it is an actual paddle, this one, but they kind of have those. I don't know what they're actually called. Probably called a pizza paddle or something like that. I don't know. You tell me in the comment section. So he can be watching the pizzas to make sure none of them burn, because nobody likes a burnt crust. Then I'm just going to have loads of drawers for the kind of reception payment area and a couple of pizzas waiting to go out. And that can be above some drawers and so on there. Looking good. And then maybe just a hint of some more kitchen going off into the background with kind of a sink or something like that there. So there we go. And then we can have the head of the entire restaurant with his lovely Italian hairdo and this very smart suit with carnation at the front of house. And I got that hairpiece from the Daredevil, of course, that I've got jumping over that great big red bus I just showed you. But he's wearing a helmet rather sensibly. So yeah, that was going free. So I'm going to have him meeting and greeting the guests facing that way as well. So that's that side packed and stacked. Then for the other side, we want to have lots and lots of lovely ice creamy type stuff. So I'm going to have, well, what would an Italian restaurant be without a coffee machine? So we're going to have espresso and so on there with supplies underneath. Then some cones all stacked up for cornets for your ice cream, and then also some sundae sort of bowls and a couple of flavours of either sauce or maybe squirty type ice cream along the back wall there. And there I've got a lovely 2x4 tile with a great big ice cream on. And if you're interested where that one came from, that is from the hideous 10727 Emma's ice cream truck, a vile set from 2016, if you ask me. But that one is going to be visible through that side window. That's why I've positioned that on the back of there. And then for the bit facing the customer, we need one of those sort of glass displays with all the different blocks of ice cream, maybe a big sort of dessert on the top there, ready to go out to a paying customer. I don't know if that's tiramisu or something like that. And there's a sundae ready to go as well. And the green colour is a bit odd, I grant you, but it's for pistachio ice cream that these places sell. Not really my taste, but anyway, so that is going to go there. And then we'll need to have one of our many waiter staff who I've had this head quite a few times with the small moustache on. So I thought the joke would be they'd all have exactly, well, apart from Chef, I suppose. Maybe Chef's not actually Italian. But I was going to have them all with exactly the same little moustache face. And he's got a very old school sort of Dickie Bow waiter outfit as well. So he can go, maybe he needs the other hand up, behind here. So that is his scene. Ah, very nice. So obviously I need to link this up and this up with the ceiling, which will help support such a large span. But I think seeing this scene from the front on the outside in the Lego room will be really nice, because we've got a lovely tile there, big pizza oven, loads of pizzas, and loads of gelato detail as well. Awesome. I think now we can move on to the framing walls and then that roof. Hey, it's looking pretty bright already, isn't it? Wonderful. Some parts from the original set, some new ones, but I've added a bit more detail as I always will. I've added a billboard just on this wall for passers-by to see for Tiana's Place, which is what I'm calling my jazz club now. And that is basically from the last brick haul I did. So that's nice. I've got the places for the windows, some new columns here. And what I'm going to do here is keep the old menu that was on the wall, but I'm just going to add the Italian flag to the empty studs so we don't see that. And here's a close-up of that old pizza oven, which is just awful, really, isn't it? So I'm going to replace that with another City Pizza tile on the inside and a menu, just in case you forgot what you were ordering or what you paid. Then that is visible from the till as well. So I think that's a nice addition to that wall, making good use of those modified bricks. Fantastic. Then we can put in our door, and I've just put some ice cream sort of scoop pieces as the door handles rather than the plain black tile that was there. Looking good. I'm going to have to remove these smaller arch pieces that came with the original set just so we can give our bigger roof a lot more support, and I'm going to replace them with this great big replacement, and that's going to link up with the pizza oven in the middle, if I've measured it right. I haven't, or have I don't know. I think I might need another plate in there. You can see a tiny gap. Whoops. Well, there's the deliberate error. So there we go. That's looking good though. Very nice and quite sort of Italian restaurant-y, if you ask me. I like it. Then for the door, well, basically, this is where I want to have the first of my 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm now up to 4 signs planned, actually. So the first one is going to be a very 3D one that is based upon the pizza costume guy outfit. And you'll see that I've got one attached here in this horizontal position. And over my many, many hauls, I've managed to get 2 more as well. And to block up what would have been the head hole, I've basically got a dark red head, minifigure head, just poked in there with a couple of spacer pieces. And I'm going to make, well, basically a huge 3D pizza, or half of one anyway, sticking out of the wall as kind of a canopy over that doorway. So you can see how I'm doing this. I'm just getting a modified brick, getting a grabber coming out of it, and then one of these modified plates to hang on to a stud there, which means it does become relatively fragile. It's not the sort of strongest connection, I must admit. In fact, it's quite hard to attach, but there we go. Oh, so I've got 2 of the pizzas on there, and then I've got a jumper plate in the middle and loads of round bricks and plates to get the spacing right to put the third one in the middle. And then we've kind of got one slice being slightly pulled out of the bigger pizza. So I kind of like that. It's very visual. I mean, you can't mistake what it is. And it counts as one of our 3D signs, of course. So that looks really nice. Now, I could just mount that above the door, but I figure I'd knock it all the time and kind of needs a pizza plate, if you ask me. A plate for it all to go on, or maybe a dish for it to be served on. So essentially, I'm going to use 2 of these round plates in black, which will match the black roof to act as the plate for that, and that'll make it a lot stronger when I put it in position, like that. Be funny if I broke it at that point saying it was stronger. But there we go. Hey, look at that. That looks really good. Given we'll be looking at it from a much higher angle like that, I think that looks brilliant. Wow. Very, very City Pizza. Cool. So you can see this is already going to be a brilliant establishment. And I can still add the 1x8 cityscape tiles across the windows there, like that. And then we can put on the second sign, which is a more traditional one. So before we had the 2x4 City Pizza logo, which I'm going to keep, but I'm going to put that alongside 2 more big plastic pizzas that are going to just augment it a little bit to make it even more bow and basically the same width as the bit below. And then that can go on there like that. He says, worried that it will all fall apart. No, looks good. And how pizzery is that? Wow, I've never done that before in real life, put all those pieces together. I've been playing around with this for ages to get the spacing right. But that, oh yes, that looks amazing. That is very cool indeed, if I do say so myself. Right, so I need to find a 1x2 plate to finish off in there, and then we can get putting on the roof and back on with those curved window pieces as well. Oh yeah, I'm liking this. Very, very bright indeed. Well, a few more bricks on now, and the reason why this wasn't marrying up was because I forgot to put the floor tiles underneath it, so it had a very nice profile on that open edge that we will probably never see ever again. But anyway, looking great from the front, much better than the original, much more going on, much more signage. And if you're a pizza lover, like Pepper Ronnie here, then you'll be very glad to see this opening in Brick Nottingham. Wow, look at the size of that pizza. So one thing I need to decide now is on these lovely curved glass pieces, and indeed the doors really, if I want to add even more stickers. We've got quite a lot of signage as it is, and obviously the menu on the side and on the inside, but there were a lot of appropriate stickers in the brick sticker pack 853921 that was released the other year, and these are some of them. So we've got all sorts of signs, menus. I quite like that one of the chef's head with a hat on in the middle, sort of exploding in a pizza explosion, or even these menu pieces, and maybe that little one is the check when it arrives that you've got to pay your pizza. So yeah, I like all of those really, and we've got some round ones there, or maybe it should just say City Pizza across the bottom of the doors or across another sort of portion of this. So I'm not going to do them now. I'm going to leave those with you to decide what we should do, because I do like a lot of stickers, but I don't know, maybe I'm my own worst enemy. Maybe I do too many sometimes. So you'll have to let me know what you think. So for now, I'm just going to push that down in there and put the green on the top. Do the same on the other side. These are wonderful pieces. It's almost too much of an expanse of glass to not have anything on it, if you ask me. But yeah, that's looking good. Stick the sides on, and I've got more sort of ice cream swirls to make it more decorated. And then before I put the roof on the very top, or at least before I put on the sort of more angled roof on the top, which is going to be similar to the old one like this, but I'm going to be having all the sort of corner slanted bits and so on the ends. I figured that this is about the time when I need to consider making another sign. And this is one for the roof. We've got one for the front, but that's not enough for me. No, it needs to have one on the roof as well. And I figured this would be even bigger, much bigger. So I'm probably going to do that next time as part of part 2 of City Pizza. But I think just with that 3D sign, we've made a really good start. And that lovely interior. I've got everyone facing forward now, but we've got all the vital ingredients that we'll all be able to see from the outside because of that open back. So I'm very happy with all of this. And if you need a clue as to where the 3D sign is going to be mounted, it's on these inverted tiles and a chimney, which is going to basically support quite a big structure. And then hopefully we can proceed on to pasting this in the city and doing all of the tables and chairs and that interaction with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles next time as well. So yeah, I'm already loving this. I really like the lime. I'm not sure that I was that convinced before, but now I really like it. So yeah, as always, tell me what you think and if I can improve this. I've got the flags to stick on the top as well next time. So yeah, looking good so far. So as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. Do also tell me if you think I should include loads of City Pizza stickers all over this thing, making it even more patterned than it currently is. And I've also got this wonderful little fish tank that I made that I was going to have sort of in the waiting area, but there really isn't much room for it. So maybe there's somewhere else in the city I can put that. But the fish is just sort of held in position by sort of jamming it in between those plant pieces. So yeah, it's quite an interesting little build that. Anyway, that too we'll do next time, as well as the roof and that second 3D sign. And I'll give you another clue actually. It includes a play feature. Oh yes, we do Lego the old style here. So until then, see you. Wow, they even made the massive 3D pizza your favourite flavour. Nom 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 nom.